Right? Melbourne's sitting at 12 degrees this morning, while Darwin's only nudged up to 23. Yeah, you heard that right. The top end cooler than Victoria. Is your area about to cop a massive temperature swing over the next 72 hours? Because we've got some serious changes brewing across the country. Currently, the Bureau of Meteorology has severe weather warnings active for 3 states, affecting over 8 million Australians. We're re-tracking a complex low-pressure system, a surging cold front, and some genuinely unusual temperature patterns that could shake things up big time. In the next 12 minutes, I'll break down exactly when these changes hit your area, where the heaviest rain's going to fall, and which regions might see something pretty unexpected by the weekend. Chuck your location in the comments right now, because tomorrow I'll be going through and giving personalised forecasts for specific towns and suburbs. The more detail you give me, the better I can help you out. So let's get straight into the timing for the major cities. Sydney, you are looking at partly cloudy today, 28 degrees, but tomorrow that drops back to 24 with showers developing late afternoon. Melbourne, currently 12, climbing to 19 today, then 22 tomorrow with isolated storms possible. Brisbane, sticky as anything, 31 today, 32 tomorrow, humidity absolutely through the roof. Perth, you've got clear skies, 34 degrees today, 36 tomorrow, and yeah, we need to talk about fire danger for the southwest. Adelaide, mild today at 26, tomorrow 28. Then a cool change smashes through Friday evening. Hobart, beautiful 14 degrees today, 17 tomorrow with increasing cloud. Darwin, 23 overnight, 33 this afternoon. Typical build-up conditions with storm chances late. Now here's the thing. There is a developing low-pressure system currently sitting off the New South Wales coast, and the models are showing some pretty significant differences about where this thing is going to track. Access is suggesting it stays offshore, which would mean mostly dry conditions for the coast, but the European model reckons it could push closer inland, and that would completely change the rainfall story for Sydney, Newcastle, Wollongong and the Central Coast. We'll have a better idea tomorrow morning once the overnight runs come through. Let me take you through what's happening across Queensland in more detail. Cairns, you are sitting at 30 degrees currently, feeling like 36 with the humidity, typical for late January up there. Townsville, 32 degrees, afternoon storms likely, some could be severe with heavy rainfall. The Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast, both around 29 to 30 degrees, partly cloudy, storm risk increasing through the afternoon. Toowoomba, you are looking at 27 degrees, slightly cooler up on the range. Now for southeast Queensland specifically, there is something I want you to keep an eye on around the 11-minute mark, because one location could see something pretty different to everywhere else. Across New South Wales, we've got this interesting setup. Newcastle currently 26 degrees, tomorrow 25, but there's decent rain chances developing Thursday. Coffs Harbour, warm at 29, humid conditions continuing, storm chances every afternoon this week. Wagga Wagga, you're looking at 32 today, 34 tomorrow, hot and dry inland. Dubbo, similar story, 34 degrees, clear skies, fire danger ramping up. Albury right on the border there, 30 degrees today, cooling back to 26 tomorrow as a week change pushes through. For you lot in Victoria, Geelong S sitting at 14 this morning, climbing to 20 today, 22 tomorrow. Ballarat, typical for you, cooler at 11 currently, 18 today, 20 tomorrow. Bendigo, 16 this morning, 23 today. Isolated storm chance tomorrow afternoon. Shepparton warmer at 18, 26 today, 28 tomorrow before the change arrives. Now, I mentioned that cold front for South Australia. Let me be more specific about the timing. Mount Gambier, you will feel it first. Friday morning around 9 or 10, temperatures dropping from 26 down to 18 within a couple of hours. Adelaide Metro, the change hits Friday evening, probably around 6 or 7, dropping you from 30 degrees down to 22 overnight. Whyalla and Port Augusta, you are looking at Friday night, maybe 10 or 11. Strong winds with that change too, gusting to 70 kilometres an hour. Right, if you haven't already, drop your city or town in the comments. I am going through these tomorrow, and the more specific you are, the better forecast I can give you. Even if you are in a tiny town, chuck it down there. Western Australia, let's talk about what you're dealing with. Perth, 34 today, 36 tomorrow, 38 Thursday. It's not just the heat though, it's the easterly winds combining with low humidity. Total fire ban is likely for Thursday across the southwest. We are talking extreme fire danger. If you are in the Perth Hills, Mandurah, Bunbury area, you need to have your fire plan sorted. Bunbury specifically 32 today, 35 tomorrow. That Fremantle doctor not doing much to help this week. Geraldton, you are sitting at 36 degrees, hot northerly winds staying hot right through the week. Kalgoorlie absolutely copping it inland, 39 today, 41 tomorrow, 43 Thursday. Broome up north, you are in your wet season pattern, 32 degrees, storm chances every afternoon, some could be heavy. Tasmania, you are in a sweet spot this week. Hobart, as I mentioned, 14 today, 17 tomorrow, 20 on Thursday. Just beautiful summer weather for you. Launceston, 16 today, 19 tomorrow, 22 Thursday. Devonport on the north coast, 15 today, 18 tomorrow. Light winds, mostly sunny. You beauty. Now, there's one detail that has got me a bit concerned, and I'll get to that in a moment. But first, let me cover the Northern Territory properly. Darwin, as I said, 33 this afternoon, but it's that build-up humidity that makes it feel like 40. Alice Springs, you're on a completely different planet down there in the red centre. 38 degrees today, 40 tomorrow, dry as a bone. Catherine, 34 degrees, monsoon trough sitting just to your north. Could see some action from that late in the week. Back to that concerning detail. There is a possibility, and look, the models are still a bit uncertain about this, but there is a possibility of a severe thunderstorm outbreak across inland New South Wales and southern Queensland Thursday afternoon into evening. We're talking Moree, Tamworth, Narrabri, maybe down toward Dubbo. Could see large hail, damaging winds, heavy rainfall. The ingredients are there. The setup looks decent, but it really depends on exactly where the trough sets up. Access is showing it, GFS is showing it, European Model S a bit further north. This is something we need to watch closely. Check back tomorrow because this is evolving pretty quickly. Canberra, I haven't forgotten about you. Currently 13 degrees, climbing to 26 today, 28 tomorrow, then 25 Thursday as some cloud moves in. Being in that basin, you sometimes miss the storms that hit the ranges, but Thursday you might actually see something. Let me jump back to the coast. Wollongong, 26 degrees today, 25 tomorrow. Shower chances increasing Thursday. That low I mentioned earlier, if it tracks closer, you could see some solid rainfall Thursday night into Friday. Could go either way at this stage. The pressure gradient is pretty tight, so winds will be up to 30 to 40 kilometres an hour. Stronger gusts on exposed coasts. For South Australia, beyond Adelaide, let's hit some more locations. The Fleurieu Peninsula, McLaren Vale area, you're really looking at that same Friday evening change. Barossa Valley, 30 degrees today. Cool change Friday evening. Murray Bridge, 32 today. Change arrives slightly later, probably around midnight Friday. Mount Barker in the Adelaide Hills, 26 today. You'll feel that change a bit earlier than the metro area. Queensland's Gulf Country, we don't often talk about you, but Mount Isa, you are sitting at 38 degrees, staying hot and dry. Burketown, 34 degrees, humidity building. The monsoon trough could deliver some storms your way by the weekend. There is still a bit of uncertainty around the weekend forecast, particularly for the eastern states. The models are showing different scenarios. One has high pressure building quickly, giving us a settled weekend for most areas. Another keeps that low pressure influence hanging around, meaning continued shower chances for the coast. This difference is pretty significant because it changes whether Sydney gets a beach weekend or a rainy one. Tomorrow morning, S runs should sort this out, so definitely check back. Hang on, let me clarify something about those fire danger conditions in Western Australia. When I say extreme, I mean catastrophic is on the table for some districts Thursday. This is serious. If you are in a bushfire-prone area, if you are near forest or grassland, you need to know your trigger points. Under catastrophic conditions, the safest place is away from the area. Don T, wait and see. Back to more locations because I want to cover as much ground as possible. Glen Innes in northern New South Wales, Uri sitting at 28 degrees today, 30 tomorrow, storm chances Thursday. Armidale, 26 today, 28 tomorrow. Port Macquarie on the coast, 29 degrees, humid afternoon storm chances. Lismore, 30 degrees, typical summer conditions, storms possible any afternoon. Victoria, Gippsland region, Sale and Bairnsdale, you are both around 18 this morning, 24 today, 26 tomorrow. That cold front arrives Saturday morning for you, dropping temperatures back to 20 degrees. Actually, I should be more specific about rainfall totals where we're re-expecting decent falls. For that Thursday storm setup, across inland New South Wales, if it fires up properly, we could see 50 to 80 millimetres in some locations. That is significant rain for areas that have been pretty dry. But again, it depends on exactly where the storms develop. Very hit and miss, as storms always are. Mount Gambier in South Australia, I mentioned the cool change timing, but you could also see 20 to 30 millimetres with that frontal system, mostly Friday morning into early afternoon. Southwest Western Australia, URE staying dry. No rain in sight for Perth through the 10-day outlook. That fire danger just keeps building. Broken Hill in far west New South Wales, URE sitting at 36 degrees today, 38 tomorrow. Hot westerly winds staying dry. Let me check that again. Yeah, the Access Model S latest run is keeping that low offshore. which is looking more likely now. So Sydney, Newcastle, that heavy rain scenario is becoming less likely. You will still see some showers Thursday, Friday, but probably not the big totals we were thinking about yesterday. The Grampians region in Victoria, Halls Gap area, 22 degrees today, 24 tomorrow. That cold front arrives Saturday, bringing you back to 18 degrees, possible showers with the change. Tasmania, East Coast, just gorgeous weather for you. St Helens, 16 degrees today, 19 tomorrow. Light winds, sunshine. Swansea, similar story, 17 today, 20 tomorrow. West Coast, Strahan and Queenstown, URE cloudier, 15 degrees, 17 tomorrow. Isolated shower chances. One thing to remember from this forecast, the temperature extremes we are seeing are pretty unusual for late January. Darwin cooler than Melbourne this morning. That S rare. Perth heading toward 40 degrees, while Hobart S sitting comfortable at 20. The contrast across the country is massive right now. Norfolk Island, if you're already out there, 34 degrees, partly cloudy, trade winds easing, storm chances increasing toward the weekend. Mildura in northwest Victoria, 34 degrees today, 36 tomorrow. Hot and dry, fire danger high to very high. Echuca on the Murray, 32 degrees, 34 tomorrow. Orange in central west New South Wales, cooler at altitude, 23 degrees today, 25 tomorrow, storm chances Thursday. Bathurst, similar, 24 degrees today, 26 tomorrow. Goulburn, 24 degrees today, 26 tomorrow. Being inland from the coast, you might miss the rain Thursday. Cooma in the Snowy Mountains, 19 degrees today. Summer conditions up there, 22 tomorrow. Rockhampton in central Queensland, 32 degrees. Humidity high, afternoon storms likely. Mackay, 30 degrees, partly cloudy, storm chances building through the week. Gladstone, 31 degrees, humid, typical coastal conditions. Bundaberg, 30 degrees, storm chances every afternoon. Hervey Bay, 29 degrees, humid storms possible. The Whitsundays, 31 degrees, partly cloudy, storm chances late. Mount Isa, as I mentioned, 38 degrees, hot and dry inland. Emerald in central Queensland, 34 degrees, isolated storm chances. Right, we re at that 12-minute mark. If you still haven't left your location in the comments, now S the time. I genuinely want to help you out with tomorrow S forecast, so the more people who comment, the better coverage I can provide across the country. Let me give you a quick recap of the main points. That developing low off New South Wales looks like staying offshore, so heavy rain now less likely for Sydney and Newcastle. Cold front hits South Australia Friday evening, strong winds with the change. Western Australia, extreme fire danger Thursday, particularly southwest districts. This is serious. Severe thunderstorm potential inland New South Wales and southern Queensland Thursday afternoon. Large hail and damaging winds possible. Temperature extremes continuing. Big contrasts across the country. Look, I need to be honest with you. Weather forecasting isn't an exact science, especially beyond about 3 days. What I am giving you is the best information available right now based on the latest model runs and Bureau of Meteorology data. Things can and do change. That's why it is so important to check back daily, because these systems evolve and we get better clarity as they approach. For tomorrow's forecast, here is what I'll be focusing on. That severe thunderstorm setup for Thursday, I'll have much better detail on exactly where the highest risk is. The weekend outlook for the eastern states, the models should converge and give us a clearer picture. And Western Australia, I'll have updates on that fire danger situation and whether there is any relief in sight. I'll also be covering wave heights and beach conditions for the coast, because I know a lot of you want to know about the surf. The video tomorrow drops at the usual time, same channel. Make sure you resubscribe so you're done to miss it. And seriously, drop your location in the comments. Whether you are in Sydney or some tiny town in outback Queensland, leave a comment. I read them all and I'll do my best to cover your area tomorrow. I really appreciate you watching. Weather affects all of us every single day, and being informed helps you make better decisions, whether that S planning your week, staying safe during extreme conditions, or just knowing whether to take the umbrella. Thanks for being here. Stay safe out there, especially if you are in those fire-prone areas in WA or storm risk zones out